The disciples argue about greatness.
Oh boy. And we are in Luke 22:24.
And this is right after the Last Supper or the Lord's Supper.
Yeah, they might even be still there.
And this is also after Jesus said that one of you will betray me.
Yeah.
And then they all looked at each other and they were like, who is it?
Who is it? Right.
And then this is what they're arguing about after. Now there was also a dispute amongst themselves as
Right.
to which of them should be considered the greatest. The greatest apostle? I don't know.
Yes, I guess so.
Yeah. It's like, what could you be worried about?
I know. The privilege of just being
And
there
right
with
after,
Jesus.
this is 23, by the way. Then they began to question among themselves which of them it would be to do this thing. And to do this thing was to betray Jesus.
Right.
And then they're disputing among themselves which should be considered the greatest.
So maybe they had to look. I mean, they were, because then that made them question, oh no, could I betray? And now all of a sudden, I'm the greatest.
Well, I wouldn't betray Jesus, so I must be the best.
Oh, I mean, human nature. We all will probably be.
Human something. Now there was also a dispute amongst them. Oh, yeah. And he said to them, the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and those who exercise authority over them are called benefactors. But not so among you. On the contrary, he who is greatest among you, let him be as the younger, and he who governs as he who serves. For who is greater, he who sits at the table or he who serves? It is not he who sits at the table, right? Is it
Yeah,
not
is
that
it not?
person? Yet I am among you as the one who serves. So he said, well, I'm supposed to be in charge, but I'm here serving.
Right.
But you are those who have continued with me in my trials, and I bestow upon you a kingdom, just as my Father bestowed one upon me, that you may eat and drink at my table and in my kingdom, and sit on thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Ooh.
So he's giving them already, they are honored, is what he's saying, is he?
Yeah,
Because they're getting to,
so they're all like disputing amongst themselves
yeah.
about it. And he's more or less like, God kind of like gives the Jewish people a place in heaven, right?
Or
I'll say
like the Jewish
more or
people
less.
are
So
chosen.
God is giving the apostles now a place in heaven. Is that's
Is
how,
that what he's saying? Or is he saying about the kingdom on earth? Like the kingdom is here on earth now because he's here and he's saying, you know, we, because we're part of Jesus' family, we're the kingdom.
right?
The kingdom is
Well, the
bestowed on.
kingdom is in you.
Yeah, the kingdom is in us. And as a people, the kingdom is on us, probably, right? And on them,
On the disciples.
we're part of the kingdom.
This is Jesus saying this.
This is, say that again?
Jesus is saying this to his disciples.
Right.
He's giving them a place in heaven.
You think it's only heaven, not like today.
What did God gave Jesus a kingdom? What does that
He
mean?
did the kingdom. Yes, he gave him a kingdom, but
Like
it's
a
a kingdom
purpose?
on, say,
Like a purpose?
I don't think the kingdom is a purpose. Maybe it's like we would say I'm a New Yorker, but we say I'm a Christ follower. I'm follow Jesus. I'm in Jesus' kingdom and like it's a belonging.
Doesn't that kind of separate it from God?
What do you mean? What do you mean, John?
I mean, if you're looking at it like states,
Oh, the states, New
as I
York.
bestow you like upon a kingdom, so Jesus has a kingdom, and then the 12 tribes of Israel have a kingdom.
Well, I don't think they have a kingdom. He's just talking about Israel, I think.
Right.
Um,
In heaven.
well, in heaven too. You're right. I
That
don't.
you may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. The 12 tribes of Israel are the 144,000 who are chosen to be in heaven, right? I'm saying this myself. That's what I think.
Right. I see what you're saying. I mean, it has a reference on mine to Revelation 3:21,
That's what I'm,
which
those
is
are, definitions that I'm,
right. I mean,
that's what he's
I
saying to them. Like, they're worried so much about greatness, and them being worried about it right now is taking them away from what Jesus is trying to do.
yes, yes,
He's trying to tell them that like you can't be worried about that right now. I'll give you everything in heaven. What are you talking? I
right.
told
You
the dark
don't have to
no.
worry about stuff like that, is what he's really saying, right? Isn't it?
You shouldn't be worried about that.
Yeah. I think that's what he's mostly saying, yes. Wow. Lord, a lot to ponder and a lot to understand more, isn't there? Thank you, Jesus.
And do you want to go over Jesus predicts Peter's denial?
Oh,
This could be lumped in a little bit. So
okay.
they're arguing about greatness, and Jesus says that. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, indeed, Satan has asked for you that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for you that your faith should not fail. And when you have returned to me, strengthen your brethren.
Mm,
Ooh.
wow.
So is
Uh,
that like
So let's read that again.
Joby? Like the story of Job?
Job.
Yeah. How Satan was like testing Job to see.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I understand. Yeah, because
That's
it does.
what sifting, right? You're taking out all the lumpy parts or grinding them up and
Right.
it's
Yeah.
fine powder at the end of it.
Like the dross off the metal.
Yeah, but think about like if Peter had been sifted before he was on that boat and he walked on water, like he wouldn't have fallen in because he,
Mm,
I don't know.
wouldn't have given us. It is interesting now that you say, I don't know that I noticed that before, but it is like Job that indeed Satan has asked for you that he may sift you as wheat, right?
It is an interesting way to say that.
It is very like what Job, because Satan asked if he could.
He said, "Come here, my boy. I got something for
Yeah.
you to do."
So then, yeah. So then Jesus saying, but I have prayed for you. So he's praying for him even beforehand, right? Now,
Oh, I mean, he is kind of giving him
Jesus.
a heads
So
up right now, right?
he is giving him a heads up. Yes. But I have prayed for you that your faith shall not fail. And when you have returned to me, in other words, it sounds like it's, you know, he's
When you come
praying,
back,
he's
right?
believing,
It
he's going to
should be
return.
that you should be all right.
And then he's going to strengthen his brethren, strengthen all the rest of them, right?
Like Jesus as a
And
person, if you're gonna so like Jesus is telling you he's gonna die. So another person is telling you he's gonna die. And you believe this person and you've seen them do miracles. You've seen them do
right,
some miraculous things.
right, right.
Things that where maybe you should just believe whatever is coming out of their mouth.
Right.
So for like for Peter.
For Peter, Simon Peter.
Sorry, I forgot what I was talking about. But
Yeah, I pray that your faith should not fail, and when you return to me, strengthen your brothers. And he gives them a job to do too, you know.
right.
I mean, that's really encouraging, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah,
But he said to them, this is 33 now. Hopefully I'll remember what I forgot. But he said to them, Lord, I am ready to go with you, both to prison and to death.
because this is Peter. He's determined, right? Oh,
He is determined. Then he said, I tell you, Peter, the rooster shall not crow this day before you will deny 3 times that you know me.
he's saying you're saying that you're going to go to prison and to death, but I know that the chance is going to be that you could go to prison and death, and you're going to deny me, because that's really what happens, right? He has the chance to say, I know Jesus, and risk.
And
Yeah.
then acknowledge what he said.
Yeah, I think you cut out for a second, but maybe that's only on my side.
I don't even think Jesus acknowledges what Peter says because it's nonsense.
Right,
I tell
right.
you, Peter, the rooster shall not crow this day before you will deny 3 times and you know me.
Exactly. He doesn't even know what he's talking about, right?
Right.
Because you're
It's so
gonna,
and you'll be so confident in the moment.
right.
Just
But I know,
focus in the moment.
right, because he knows this is God. He knows what he's gonna do, and he knows what we are capable of.
Right.
Wow.
Simon, Simon.
Help us. Simon,
Okay.
Sidel, Sidel. Say it to myself.
And
Wow.
practically,
It's peaceful, isn't it?
it is